boys and girls. Today we're going to be learning about composing and decomposing numbers. So before we begin our lesson, I need you to do the following. Please take a deep breath. Okay, now that you have taken a deep breath, you are going to repeat after me. Objective. Today I will compose and decompose numbers. Vocabulary. Please listen to the vocabulary as it's going to help us for this lesson. Compose. Put parts together. Now, take a look at the equation that we have over here. Here we have our parts. Now, when you compose, then you have to have your parts, and then you have your total sum. In this case, we have 10 plus 6 equals 16. Now, let's talk about decompose. So please repeat after me. Decompose. That means to break into parts. But if you notice, the equation is a tad bit different. Because first, we have our total sum, and then we have our parts, okay? But we are going to be using a strategy, okay? Now, if you notice here, we have our strategies. We have our strategy of a circle, and we have our strategy of our tens frame. Now, these come in handy when you are in the process of counting your objects, especially for when you are composing. Okay, so we're going to move on. Now, we are going to be talking about composing numbers first. So let me go ahead, page. Okay, now there are a few steps we must take into consideration, okay, before composing numbers. Steps for composing. Step 1. You have to make sure you look at the group of 10 ones and say 10. Oh look, here's our strategy. By now, I know that the circle can hold up to 10 stars. So I know that when I look at this circle, I know there are 10 stars right away. I recognize that. Okay? Now, for step number 2, it says, look at the objects outside of the group. Okay, I know I have 10 right here. I know I have other objects outside of my circle. So let me go ahead and find out how many objects there are outside of my circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 objects outside of my circle. And I know that I have 10 objects inside of my circle. So these are my parts to my equation. And if you notice, this is how I set up my equation for composing numbers. First, I have to look at the parts. But I am going to grab my pencil, or my pen in this case, and I am going to write 10 down here to help me remember that I have 10 objects in this circle. Okay? Then I am going to write a 7 over here to help me remember that I counted 7 objects. Let me double check that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it makes sense. Now what I have to do when I compose my number, I have to go ahead and write my equation. So 10, here's the 10, plus the 7. What does 10 plus 7 equal, boys and girls? Well, let's count. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I know that 10 plus 7 equals 17. You write 17. There you go. And then step number 3 for composing numbers, you have to record the equation as this. 10 plus 7 equals 17. So these are the steps for composing numbers. Let's review one more time. Look at the group of 10 ones and say 10. Okay, 10. Look at the objects outside the group. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's my total sum. Here's my part of 10, my part of 7. 10 plus 7 equals 17. There we go. Let's move on now. Now, we're going to be talking about steps for decomposing numbers. Let me go ahead and turn my paper over. And here we have our steps for decomposing. First, we have to count the total number of objects, boys and girls. The first thing we have to do for decomposing numbers is count the total number of objects. Okay. Next, I have to count 10 ones and group them together. Okay, before I move on with my steps, let me go ahead and do step 1 first. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, I know that my total number of objects is 19. So I have to write my total sum of objects right here. Okay, 19 stars. Then for my step number 2, it says count 10 ones and group them together. Okay, that means that I have to do the following. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I counted 10 stars. I have to group them together now. Just like this. Here's my group of stars right there, boys and girls. Okay, so according to step number 3, it says count out the remaining objects and record the addend. So I know I have 10 right here. I have 10 in this group, boys and girls. So I am going to write 10 right over here. Okay. Next, I have to count the stars that were left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I go ahead, boys and girls, and I write the 9 for my second part. Okay. So now it says number 4. Refer to the decomposed objects as your equation. Okay, 19 objects total. I grouped 10 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right there. And I had 9 stars left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 plus 9 equals 19, boys and girls. Okay? Alright. Now, I'm going to turn the page, boys and girls, and we're going to do one more, okay? If you think back to the beginning of the lesson, we had a strategy of a circle and a strategy of using the tens frame. Now, all of you have seen this before, boys and girls, because we have used it in the past. Okay, now I need to remember that when I'm composing numbers, I can use these strategies. I should know right away that the circle can hold 10 objects and the tens frame holds 10 objects. So, I can go ahead and say, let's see if I have this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have my tens frame filled up. But I have these stars left over. Okay, I should know right away this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have a total of 16 stars. But wait, I need to go ahead and write my equation. 10 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 equals 16. And here is my final equation for composing numbers. And what did I do? I used my strategy first. Okay, I used my tens frame. I wasn't using my circle this time. I was using my tens frame. Excuse me. So I have an option, boys and girls, of using my circle or my tens frame for composing numbers. Now, for decomposing, we're going to review just one last time. Let's pretend we have all these objects here. Okay, according to my steps, because I remember what my steps were, I have to count the total number of objects for decomposing numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, there are a total of 15 stars. Okay, I have to write my total, my sum, down here. And then, boys and girls, I know that I have to group 10 stars together because that's what my steps tell me to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I go with the grouping of my 10 stars, boys and girls. So I know that this group is 10, so here's my 10, plus the ones that are left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there I have it. 10 plus 5 equals 15. And this is how I decompose my number. Okay? Boys and girls, when you come to class tomorrow, this is what you are going to be working on. I hope that this video helps you.